Vyasa Purnima Mahamahotsava ki Shri Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga ki Paramarajitama Guru Pad Padma ki Shri Sanatana Goswami Pad Shubhati Robhavti Mahotsava ki Jai Guru Premanande Hari Hari Om. Can you turn on the slide please? Because otherwise too much light from behind. Which one? Okay. Here we go. Ajnatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurave Guruchandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Mabadivicha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalo Kalmashanashaya Jannavapataye Namaha Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaya Kapitaro Kamalaya Shambharo Dvijavaro Dvijadharma Palam Vande Jagat Priya Karo Karunavataro He Shri Guru Gyananadina Bandhu Swanandadata Karunaika Sindhu Vrindavana Sinahita Avataro Prasiddharada Pranaya Prachara Trayasavo Jagannatha Guru Samsaravanina Dagdammam Kaladashtam Cha Tvamaham Sharanam Gata Nama Sreshtam Manamapi Sachiputramatra Swarupam Rupam Tasyagrajamurupurim Madhurim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Radha Sanmukta Samsaktim Sakisanga Nivasinim Tvamaham Satatam Vande Guru Rupam Param Sakim Tvam Gopika Vrishavarestanayanti Kesi Sevadikarini Guru Nijapada Padma Dasyam Pradaya Kurumam Brajakanane Shri Radhangri Sevanarasam Sukhinim Sukhabdum Namom Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayaniti Namini Devam Narayanam Vande Vrindavana Nivasinam Anantaguna Bhushita Koti Vatsali Rupinam Gaura Kripa Vigrahaya Gaurangasya Priyatmane Tam Rupam Satatam Vande Madjivanasya Jivanam Virahena Sadaya Chetava Pada Padmeshame Ashraya Charane Dehi Gurudeva Kripame Radha Paksha Patitvena Krishna Paksha Parajita Tyallasa Harshananda Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha He Radhika Priyajana He Lalita Gunanuga He Shri Narayana Deva Jayati Kirti Sarvadam Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Naimam Charanantike Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadatar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, my unlimited Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudeva. Nitirila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotra Sata Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj on this Guru Purnima, Vyasa Purnima day, as well as my Shiksha Gurus Om Vishnupada Stotra Sata Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Shrimati Krishna Priyata Kurani, also to all Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, Nitirila Pravishtam Vishnupada Stotra Sata Srimad Bhakti Kamal Govinda Goswami Maharaj, all the devotees, dear devotees here in Chandrika Kunj, Groombridge, as well as those who are watching us online or in recording. So first of all, I'm very happy to be here again. And today is such an occasion, Guru Purnima, very, very special occasion. Guru Purnima, Purnima means full moon, Guru Gu means darkness. Ru means dissipation of darkness, light. So one who dissipates darkness by the ray of light. Agyana timirandasya gyananjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yana tasmai shri gurave namaha Upanishads say, I was born in the darkest ignorance, but my Gurudev, with the torchlight of knowledge, has dissipated the darkness. He took a medicinal instrument called shalaka. Shalaka is used for removing cataract from eyes. So with that magic instrument, he removed my blindness, and cataract is gone. So how can I thank Srila Gurudev? It's not possible. When our beloved Gurudev was approached by devotees that was saying, thank you, Srila Gurudev, Gurudev was saying, you cannot say thank you to Sri Guru. You can say thank you to some person who helped you in the street. But to Sri Guru, you cannot say thank you. You can only ask, Kim karo? Kim karo? How can I serve? If you ask, how can I serve? Then you can become kinkara, means servant. So, how can you thank your father, your mother? According to laws of karma, when mother takes care of the child, then the child will not be able to give back to mother for like 7 lifetimes, I think. That's probably according to laws of Manu. But to Srila Gurudev, who gives you transcendental knowledge, what is transcendental knowledge we were discussing these days in London. So this is something inside you, svabhavik, svatantra jnana, that knowledge which is inside the heart. Sri Guru just reveals it. It's hidden. As George Harrison said, within you, without you. It's within you, but without you. So Sri Guru does in such a way that with us. It's internally with us. So, Guru, this word also comes from the verbal root grvi. Grvi, root which means to praise or to evoke auspiciousness. So Sri Guru brings auspiciousness to our life. We didn't know anything. We were caught up in darkest ignorance, by intoxication of this world. We were thinking that we are these bodies and minds. Well, according to some inertia, we're still thinking, isn't it? Even if Guru has given that transcendental knowledge, still we're, according to bad habit, we're thinking. But Sri Guru has given us what? Sambandha jnana. Sambandha jnana means knowledge of relationship. You are servant of Krishna. Krishna, Jivara Swarupa Hoy, Krishna Nitya Das. Krishna Ratatasta Shakti Beda Bed Prakash. Constitutional position of Jiva, living entity, is part and parcel of Krishna, and also eternal servant of Krishna. So, having come from Tatasta Shakti, or the marginal energy of the Supreme Lord, the Jiva, in contact with illusion, is forgetting her real position, which is service to Krishna. Service to Krishna is so natural, as the natural is the act of sucking mother's milk for a little baby. So little baby cannot survive without sucking milk. So in that same way, the soul has to suck milk Srila Gurudev is giving. So that milk of transcendental knowledge. Basically 3 things. Who is Ishvara? Who is the Supreme Lord? Who is the Jiva? Who are you? And what is Maya? What is the illusory energy? So these 3 things. And most importantly, what Guru does, Guru makes our Swarupa Anubandhi, means our eternal tendency to serve Krishna, active. He activizes it. He presses the magic button, so to speak. And all of a sudden, the forgetful Jiva which was immersed in the darkest ignorance, starts wanting to serve Krishna, this Krishna Seva Vasana. When Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasadapaya Bhakti Lata Bija, when the Jiva is traveling for millions of years, millions of lifetimes in this universe and different other universes, there are many, many other universes, then by very good fortune, such Jiva can meet bona fide Guru. So bona fide Guru, also a big story. What is bona fide Guru? Because so many people give to many, many types of gurus, yoga gurus, jnana gurus, karma gurus, all kinds of processes. So anyway, a bit later we'll discuss what is true Guru, a little bit. But then Bhagavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasad Pai Bhakti Lata Bija, then Sri Guru can give the seed of devotional service to such a fortunate Jiva, Bhakti Lata Bija. So what is that seed of devotional service? It's the water, watering the plant, the seed of the plant. So some of you, most of you must have planted at least one tree, Tulsi for example, in your lives. And well, you put the seed, you water and you wait for a week or two, whatever. Then little tiny sprout shows up. That's a great, great happiness. Then the sprout goes up and up and up, and then finally little tree gets together its leaves, and then flowers come, then finally fruits. So the fruits is prema, or pure bhakti, pure devotional service in complete bliss, sat chit ananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss in the spiritual world with full knowledge of your relationship with Krishna. So that's what Sri Guru does. So that Bhakti Lata Bij, or the seed of devotional service, has an manifestation, internal manifestation, in the form of Krishna Seva Vasana, or the desire to serve Krishna. All of a sudden, some guy who was just loitering in the street, or he may have been a phenomenal, I don't know, artist or scientist or whatever, but in material field, expresses great desire to serve Krishna. That's a miracle. All of a sudden, the button is on, the light is on, and the desire to serve Krishna is on, and the external symptom of that desire is Sharanapatti Lakshana, means surrender. That soul also desires to surrender to spiritual master. So today we're just meditating on this process of surrender, how to surrender, how to serve Sri Guru Parampara. It's a very, very deep subject actually, Guru Purnima. So everybody, all over the world, all devotees, all also Hindu people, they go to their gurus for puja. Puja means offering our hearts. Srila Gurudev used to say, oh, when you present this offering for Sri Guru on this day of Guru Purnima, you're not just bringing flowers, you're not just bringing fruit, not just bringing, I don't know, whatever else, sweets or donation. Doesn't matter what you bring. Yesterday in London, we had a small discussion after class, like, what is better to do on Guru Purnima day? The question was, what is better to do? Maybe I should go to town and preach, or maybe I'll try to do some seva for Srila Gurudev. That's certainly good. But the answer is that the most important thing within you towards your Gurudev is disposition of your heart. If you've given your heart to Sri Guru completely, then it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter. You can be so busy in seva, you can be, I don't know, caught up by some circumstances. For example, you're working all day. It's a working day, Guru Purnima Wednesday. You can bring one flower. Or even if you cannot bring one flower, then okay, bring your heart. But a person formally can bring nothing. But the heart is brought, has been brought. Or you can bring 25 kilos of flowers. It doesn't really matter what you bring formally. You must be fully in line with Sri Gurudev's thought, his conception. So that's why Koramore Atmasatha, we sing in that song Gurudev Kripa Bindudiya, we sang today, Koramore Atmasatha, please make me same as you. Atmasatha means Shri Guru Charane Rati say Uttama Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Aikya Eina Koriho Mane Asha. In the other song, Shri Narottam Das Thakur is singing, let the words coming from Shri Guru's lotus mouth will be one with my words activities. Kaya Mana Vacha means body, mind, and words. Let them become one. So every disciple should think about these things today. Gurudev used to teach us how to feel our pulse. Feel your pulse. What have you done during the year before Vyasa Puja? Like Vyasa Puja and Guru Purnima is the same. The appearance of your concrete Srila Gurudev, your particular Srila Gurudev, it's one day, Vyasa Puja. And Guru Purnima is universal Vyasa Puja, because that's the appearance there of Vyasadev. We'll just in a minute speak about Vyasadev. So from the last Vyasa Puja, or last Guru Purnima, what you have done, where is your bhakti going? You feel that barometer, you see where the ghost is going, whether it's changing towards sunshine or it's changing towards some, I don't know, thunderstorm, whatever. It's coming. That is the, how to say, consideration, what sort of disciple you are. So Gurudev used to teach like this. So everybody should feel their pulses on these days. So Guru Purnima is also called Vyasa Purnima. Vyasadev is the compiler of Vedas, Vedanta, the spiritual scriptures of it's time immemorial. But before, there were no scriptures because people were having such a great memory. They could remember everything thoroughly after hearing from Sri Guru one time. So, but then Kali Yuga started. Kali Yuga started. Prayanal Payas has Sabya, Kalav, Manda Sumanda Matayo, Manda Bhagya, Rupadrata. So people of this age are Manda, very lazy. Sumanda Matayo, misled by different conceptions. Manda Bhagya, deprived of good fortune. And above all, constantly disturbed, Upadrata, disturbed. This way, no memory. So the books were introduced. So Vyasadev, first of all, the term Vyas, what does it mean? Vyasa means diameter. Diameter, as you know, connects the center of the circle with each and every spot within this in the circle, in the circumference. So the center is Krishna. That's the center point. And all of us are scattered here and there in many universes. So we can be united, we can be connected to the center by the mercy of Vyas, that diameter. So you can see Sri Gurus here in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are all representatives of Vyas, Vyasadev, the initial compiler of Vedic literatures. So each and every one of them carries that function of Vyas, means diameter. So Sri Guru is able to connect each and every one with Krishna. So I promised, but now good I remembered, a few words about True Guru. Who is True Guru? So first of all, before we examine the shlok describing the position of Sri Guru, we have to know that the proper process Sri Guru must be teaching is bhakti, pure bhakti. Anya bilasita shunyam gyana karma dhyanavritam anukuliyana krishna nushilanam bhakti ruttama. Bhakti, doesn't everyone understand? Means devotional service. That's the process. So when one is looking for pure devotion, then this person is on the path. Because pure devotion is the pivot, how to say, the pinnacle, yeah. The pinnacle of all yoga, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and bhakti yoga, according to Bhagavad Gita. That's the highest point. So Sri Guru has to represent that highest ideal, highest conception of full surrender to Krishna. Because Krishna is saying, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. So dedicate your mind to me, man mana bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, offer sacrifice to me, and mam namaskuru, offer me obeisances. So these four, this is called pure bhakti. Anukulyana Krishna Nushilanam, constant, incessant flow of different types of activities of body, mind, and words dedicated exclusively for the happiness of Bhagavan, of the Lord, which go together with as physical activities, mental activities, and certainly bhavas, the activities of your heart, bhava, cheshtarupa and bhavarupa, being deprived of any other contaminations like karma, jnana, yoga, etc. Fully pure, like pure water from your local wells, whatever those bottles are. People distribute that pure water. So you have to be desiring pure water, not anything which may be sweet or maybe attractive, like a fizzy drink. But no, pure water, pure water. Only pure water will make you happy, really happy inside. Without pure water, you will not be able to sustain really healthy life. So Sri Guru is giving you that pure water. What is that pure water? Hari Katha. The narrations about Krishna. Narrations about Krishna. So now the verse delineating the position of Sri Guru. How to see, how to find. So many people are saying, this is Guru, that is Guru. Some are saying, oh, that is Bhagavan himself, the Lord himself, because he materialized some ashes or whatever. So, in the following verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, the position of Sri Guru is described. Tasmad gurun prapadyata jigyasu shreya uttamam shabde parecha nishnatam brahmatyam vashamashrayam. Tasmad means therefore. Since Maya is so strong, the illusory energy is so strong that fooling people completely, people are completely mesmerized, and they just give up and they follow Maya and they rotate in the circle of Maya in illusion. So one has to accept Guru. Maya is like an ocean. So one is drowning in this ocean and still somehow maintaining breath, but the next moment one will choke and go down into the ocean. So Sri Guru, merciful master, is giving life buoy. You take, hold, give me a hand and get on board. This is the position of Sri Guru. I heard from Vaishnavas many examples how rare the meeting of Sri Guru is. Imagine a tortoise floating on the surface, just swimming in the ocean, and there's a certain ring, that turtle has to come through. Sometimes coming up, and sometimes coming down, the tortoise. So the moment of meeting of Sri Guru is as rare as the moment of for the turtle to penetrate, to come through that circle. Imagine, in the whole surface of the ocean, as rare, very rare. Or another story, it's a popular story you must have heard. A person came to a type of coliseum, a stadium, and he was a beggar, so he was knocking to every door. So there were 8,400,000 doors all around the stadium, the Colosseum. And he was knocking every door. And all the doors were locked and there were no people inside. So he was going, knock, 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 knock. All the doors were locked. And finally, he came to the door behind which there were people. But he forgot to knock. Not something distracted him. He was, looking up, and he was, what's it called?
Distracted.
No. He was scratching his head. Because some mosquito came, whatever. And he forgot about the door. But behind that door, there were people. And the next door again had no people inside. So he missed it. So in that same way, if a person comes to human form of life and wastes it, doesn't take his time to look after Sri Guru. That is like the scratching, catching mosquitoes, whatever, solving some insignificant problems of so-called life. And then the next lifetime, next door, again no people, again no Guru. So many lifetimes like this. But Brahmanda Brahmita Guna Bhagyavana Jiva, so much fortunate that Jiva is to meet pure Guru. So now finally this Tasmat Gurun Prapadyata Jigyasu Shreya Uttamam. So in order to come to Sri Guru, a disciple, first of all, must have two characteristics. Which are they? Remember? Jigyasu must be inquisitive. And the next one, Shreya Uttamam, means must desire his or her auspiciousness, real happiness, Shreya Uttamam. So that person must be very curious about goal of life, about what it's all about. This is like a movie which is being shown to us. Sometimes very interesting, sometimes very boring, so we fall asleep from this reality. But then Sri Guru comes and says, no, stop. Look, I will show you real reality, how to say, pure, bona fide reality, genuine reality. So, Shreya Uttamam, such a person must strive to know the real benefit for his or her soul. That's it. So these are the two qualifications of the disciple. And then Sri Guru has three qualifications, you remember which? Two external and one internal. Two external ones. What are they?
Knowledge about Shastras.
Yes, so knowledge about all the scriptures, revealed scriptures, Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads. Then he has to be able to make disciple know the essence of all scriptures. Also, he has to be able to refute all conceptions which are against pure devotion, and must be able also to uproot all doubts in all of his disciples and all of those people who are coming to him, maybe challenging him, etc., etc. So just has to be like universal warrior. This is jnana or knowledge, but this is a peripheral feature. And then renunciation, vairagya. Sri Guru must be the personification of that first verse of Upadeshamrita. Vacha vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam uttara pasta vegam etan vegan vishavhena dira sarvam apimam pritivim sashishyat. Srila Rupa Goswami is saying in the first verse of Upadeshamrita, Sri Guru must conquer these 6 urges. Vacha of speech, vacha vegam manasa of mind, krodha, anger, krodha vegam jiva, tongue, belly, and genitals. So then one is able to accept disciples all over the world. This is the second external feature, vairagya, renunciation. So knowledge and renunciation. But these are just external features. Why? Because so many renounced people, knowledgeable people of different categories, karmis, jnanis, yogis. But if pure bhakta pure devotee has these qualifications, this is necessary. But the internal qualification, which is most important, is what? Parecha nishnatam. He must have realized Krishna. Then we sing in Ohe Vaishnava Thakur, that song. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite para tomara shakatiyache. Amito kangal, Krishna Krishna bole, dhaitava pache pache, dhaitava pache pache. Yeah, you have Krishna. You have Krishna. Srila Gauranga Maharaj was saying, 100% you have Krishna. Then you can give Krishna. If you don't have Krishna, then how can you give? So I'm just a beggar. I'm running to you. Oh, please give me Krishna. Please give me Krishna. I'm a beggar. I'm a pauper. I don't have anything. Then he can give you full, you know. If a normal millionaire or billionaire will give you everything he possesses, then he will have zero. But no, Guru can give you everything and still possess everything. Because 1 + 1 = 1. Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Absolute whole minus absolute whole will be absolute whole. There will be no diminution. Nothing will diminish. Everything will be. So Sri Guru will accept you in the circle of eternal servants of Krishna, because he is the eternal servant of Krishna. He has realized all rasa, all the wonderful essence of Krishna's pastimes there in the spiritual world. That's what Sri Guru is doing. So this Sri Guru belongs to highest category of Uttama Adhikari. Uttama means the highest qualification for bhakti, not even Madhyam. It's the best. That's what Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is saying in his commentaries to Upadeshamrita. That's why it's essential to accept Sri Guru of highest category, Uttama Adhikari. Otherwise, the disciple is risking to be under an insufficiently qualified Guru. Insufficiently. If Guru is insufficiently qualified, then very honestly must take his disciple to a more advanced devotee and not protest if the disciple wants to make advancement and goes to a more advanced devotee. This is the essence. Okay, so now a little bit about Vyasadeva. I'm speaking just theory a little bit, so something about Guru. I actually want to hear your glorification of your Gurudevs today, and a few words also I'll speak. Vyasa means diameter, we were speaking. So Vyasadeva is a very, very great personality, and he had 4 disciples. Actually, he had more disciples, but when Vyasa saw the pitiable condition of the people of Kali Yuga, you know, Kali Yuga, this Iron Age, people have become very much unqualified, as we were speaking those categories, lazy and misfortunate and disturbed and etc. Not able to tell what is right and what is wrong. So he understood that scriptures were needed. So he recorded those scriptures. He divided the Vedas into 4 parts: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, Samaveda, and appointed his 4 disciples responsible for the 4 sections. So he appointed Paila, Vaishampayana, Angira Muni, and one more for each of the Vedas. Now, what are the Vedas? Just a little excursion. Initially, there are 4 Vedas. So Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. So Vedas are the breath of the Supreme Lord, the breath. That is his word, Shabda Brahman. He told those things. And initial Vedas, they have commentaries in the form of Upanishads, Samhitas, Brahmanas, and Aranyakas. Especially Upanishads are important because they are philosophical. They explain Vedas philosophically. So this body of literatures, Vedas and Upanishads, they belong to the category of Shruti. Shruti means what has been heard in truth, in tattva. And the second part of the Vedic literature is called Smriti. What has been, so Shruti means whatever was received as revelation, to be more precise. And Smriti, what has been also heard and remembered. So itihasas, or historical epic narrations like Mahabharata and Ramayana. Then Vedangas, different corollary scriptures. Shiksha, Vyakarana means ABC, Nirukta, Jyotish, astrology, Chanda, Kalpa. Then Upangas. Upangas means supplementary scriptures. Mimamsa, Nyaya, logic, Puranas, historical narrations. What else? Dharma Shastra, religious scriptures, what is to be done, what is not to be done. Then Upaveda. Upaveda means supplementary Vedas, material science. Ayurveda, medicine. Dhanurveda means military science. Dhanur means bow, how to shoot arrows. Then Gandharva Veda, musical art, and so many others. But the main scriptures are Vedas and Upanishads, especially the Upanishads. And in the itihasas, in the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita is very important. Then amongst the Puranas, or historical narrations, Srimad Bhagavatam is most important, because this is the heart of all Vedic literatures. That is the essence of Krishna and his incarnations, and the essence of the path of pure devotion. Everything is given there. So, just to put it in two simple words, the essence of Vedic literature is pure devotion to Krishna, the path of pure devotion to Krishna, and the sweet pastimes of Krishna being described there. So how can one, by hearing those literatures, can be able to go towards pure devotion? Anagrahaya bhaktanam manusham deham astita that shrutva tatparo bhavet. It is said that Krishna has come into this world 5,000 years ago, especially for the purpose of attracting the jivas, the living entities, by his sweet pastimes. And the narrations about those pastimes, they're meant to attract those living entities as well. So if pure devotee is speaking, then so many devotees, so many jivas, so many souls are attracted towards his pastimes. So that's how it happens. So Vyasadeva decided, okay, I have to record Vedic literature because people are so much unqualified. So he said, all right, those devotees will be attracted by narrations. So he appointed those disciples, but still he was not satisfied. He was not satisfied. He was thinking, oh, I have written, I have meditated upon the essence of all scriptures, and I've recorded so many scriptures, Puranas, Mahabharata, Ramayana. Mahabharata includes Bhagavad Gita, all Upanishads. Still something is wrong. So he was sitting by himself, a bit morose. So from the outer space, Narada Muni has come. Narada Muni, the great liberated sage, said, "Oh Vyas, what is your problem? You seem very morose." "Oh, my Lord, I have written so many I have recorded so many literatures, and I think something is lacking because I'm not satisfied." And then Narada Muni said, like I put it in this, I'm putting in a simplified version as our Gurudev was saying it to us, how how Narada was saying to Vyas, have you recorded about sweet pastimes of Krishna, how Krishna was born, how he was stealing butter, how he was playing with his cowherd boyfriends, how sweet that was, how he was playing the flute in the middle of the night, and how the gopis were attracted to his sweet flute play, and how they ran towards Krishna, and how they joined his rasa dance. Have you recorded that? No. So what have you recorded? So Srila Gurudev was saying, what have you recorded like this? So then Narada said, oh, you have to go sit and meditate. You have to engage in bhakti yoga. And Vyasadeva dove into deep, deep meditation, into trance. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite male apashyam purusham parnam maya apartam. Then he saw Krishna. Bhakti yogena manasi. His mind was fully immersed in bhakti yoga. And then he saw Krishna. But Srila Gurudev is saying how he saw Krishna. Certainly with Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radhika. The Lord is never alone. Parasya Shakti Vividaiva Shruyate. So many energies. But the source of all energies are supreme Parashakti. The supreme, all blissful, all merciful energy. Radha. So that's why Vyasadeva saw Shishi, Radha and Krishna. He saw all Krishna's pastimes, everything. And then he recorded some Bhakti Yogena Manas Samyak Pranihite Male Apasham Purusham Purnam means full manifestation of Krishna. He saw together with Srimati Radhika. And he saw also Maya Devi. He saw Durga Devi standing aside at some distance. Material energy and serving Krishna. Serving how? By misleading the conditioned souls. By making them forget the real destination. That's what he saw. And then he started recording. So, a few words about his past, how he came to this world, just a little bit. So, when Vyasadeva was young, his name was Krishna. And he was born in an island. That's why his name was Krishna Dvaipayana, Vyasa. Dvaipayana means the one who was born in an island. So he was the son of Parashara Muni and the fisherwoman whose name was Satyavati, otherwise Kali, known Satyavati. So she was daughter of fisherman, and therefore she was having a fish smell. That's why she was also known as Matsyagandha. And it's a very miraculous story. I'm not speaking in details because it's very mysterious, and some people may think, oh, how come Parashara Muni became lusty or whatever. This is part of Lila, of the great games, pastimes. So Parashara Muni became attracted to the Matsyagandha, great lady, a beautiful lady who was rowing the boat. And well, he became close to her, and he created the island, and he created the fog, wonderful atmosphere. So finally, Vyasadeva was born. But Vyasadeva was born in an unusual way, because Parashara Muni was great sage. So he said that a partial expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead will be born from your womb, and your virginity will not suffer. So after that, she became also the object of attraction by Santanu Muni, Shantanu Maharaj, and the story continued. So then Vyasadeva, in the womb of his wife, had Shukadev Goswami as his son. So Shukadev Goswami was self-realized sage. He was staying in the womb of his mother for 16 years, not desiring to come out. And he was born already as a 16-year-old youth, very, very beautiful and attractive. So he at once, being completely unattached, went to the forest. And Vyasadeva said, "Oh my son, oh my son, oh my son." And only echo from the trees answered back. And he was following his son. And Shukadev Goswami was Brahmavadi then. He was attracted to the impersonal feature of the Lord. He was not making distinction between a male or female, a stone or a tree or a human. He was not making a distinction. And finally he came to a lake where the wonderful ladies, heavenly damsels, were bathing. And while they saw him, an attractive 16-year-old, completely naked youth, they were not covering, they didn't cover themselves, because they saw he's not attached to anything. So then his father, Vyasadeva, who was already gray-haired and having long beard, he was following his son. And when they saw, the heavenly damsels saw Vyasadeva, the old man, then they covered themselves. And Vyasadeva, when Vyasadeva asked why, then they said, "Oh, he doesn't make any distinction between male or female, but you still do." So this is not a sign of imperfection. After all, Vyasadeva was the Shakti Avatar, or partial incarnation of the Supreme Lord, literary incarnation we call. But anyway, this was his great Leela, showing how qualified Shukadev Goswami was. So Shukadev Goswami worshipped his father, and Shukadev Goswami listened to Srimad Bhagavatam from his father. Although he was not he actually knew Srimad Bhagavatam, being Srimati Radhika's parrot. That's his Swarupa of Shuka. Shuka means parrot. So he was still attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam, and he was listening again and again. So the essence of all Vedic scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, is all attractive for everyone. You cannot say, "Oh, I read this book," or I heard this story. No, this is a mundane approach. So mundane people can say, "Oh, I've seen this movie, I read this book, I don't want to hear anymore." No, it's ever fresh, ever attractive, again and again and again. And each time you perceive newer and newer taste, newer and newer impressions, newer and newer tinges of the spiritual imports of that scripture. So it has to be heard. So when Srimad Bhagavatam is heard in such a way, the disciple is imbibing the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam from the lips of his guru. This is real Vyasa Puja. This is called Vyasa Puja. So the only thing we have to be striving for, actually, is to hear Srimad Bhagavatam from a Bhagavata personality. So there are two Bhagavats, Bhakta Bhagavata and Granta Bhagavata. Bhakta Bhagavata means the devotee of the Lord, pure devotee. And Granta Bhagavata is the absolute scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam. So that was the first Vyasa Puja. And the second Vyasa Puja was when Maharaj Parikshit came to the bank of Ganga, and then Shukadev Goswami came. And the two listeners of Srimad Bhagavatam were best, Maharaj Parikshit and Suta Goswami. So the second listener of Srimad Bhagavatam was Suta Goswami. So when Suta Goswami was worshipping Shukadev Goswami, that's what the second Vyasa Puja. That was the second Vyasa Puja. Yes. So each and every guru is representative of Vyasadeva. And also, in that same way, each guru is representative of who? Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu, the best of the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, initial guru-tattva, incarnation of Lord Balaram. That is the source of spiritual strength, Bala, and the source of all beauty of Harikatha. So Nityananda Prabhu was asked by, how to say, Lord Chaitanya wanted to glorify Nityananda actually. And he said, he declared, oh, tomorrow we'll perform Vyasa Puja. And Mahaprabhu arranged for large kirtan to be sung, large glorification of the holy names. So all devotees on the eve of Vyasa Purnima, this Vyasa Puja day, same as we're having today, he arranged for all devotees to be singing loudly the holy names. And on the following day, then he said, oh, in the house of this Brahmana, Srivas Thakur, we will hold Vyasa Puja. And and Srivas gave the garland into the hands of Nityananda. Nityananda was supposed to worship Vyasadeva, because Vyasa Puja means you worship Vyas, and you must offer some offerings with some mantras. But Nityananda was standing and he didn't know really the mantras. He was so much immersed in bliss, he was murmuring something, not clear. Then when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in there, then immediately Nityananda actually was holding the garland and waiting for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to arrive. So when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, then Nityananda immediately offered the garland to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That was the Vyasa Puja in Chaitanya Lila. So Nityananda Prabhu showed who the real Guru is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is our real Guru. So, yes. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed the new light to all the scriptures recorded by Vyasadeva. And we will be hearing, we're hearing in London, we'll be hearing Mahaprabhu's conceptions these days from Vaishnava Siddhanta Mala book. We'll finish it here. That is the teachings of Srila Gurudev. And I had to be brief because, some large material, and like 5 last minutes, I would like to glorify Srila Gurudev. I cannot really glorify. I cannot, because being so insignificant. Srila Gurudev, Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, was teaching us humility. As our merciful Shiksha Gurudevs, instructing spiritual masters, Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Maharaj, Srimati Krishna Priya Thakurani, are teaching us now. Gurudev was always Trinadapi Sunichana. He was always so much simple, and lower than the straw in the street, able to respect everyone and anyone and everyone. I noticed that when I just came to Srila Gurudev 1999, how simple Gurudev was. We were in Varshana, in Vrajamandala Parikrama, and Gurudev was staying in a simple room in, what's that called, Modi Bhavan in Varshana. And about 4 o'clock, 4:30, he was coming out in the yard, sitting on a simple chair. I saw a great Guru sitting on golden Vyasasanas with like silk Vyasasanas with golden handles and stuff like that. And I saw, this great Guru, Jagat Guru, but his position is never positioning himself, never making anything of him, because he is that gold, that self-manifested, how to say, but not making anything of himself, not positioning, not saying that, like a normal person. That's a feature of true Guru, that he treats you, associates with you like a normal person, and gives you all honor. How Gurudev was honoring senior devotees. Oh my God, that was amazing. Those disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Swamiji, as Gurudev was speaking, calling him. This Prabhu, like Gurudev was calling his disciples Prabhu, this Prabhu, that Prabhu, Krishna Balaram, the same. We say to each other, you know, Sundar, Chandra, like this. Once I called my dear godbrother, you know, Indu Bhushan Prabhu, I called, like, according to, I was very new to Krishna Balaram. I called Indu Bhushan Prabhu just over, he was over the banisters on the other side. Indu! And Pujapad Madhusudan Maharaj, Indu means the moon. But Indu Bhushan Prabhu means something different. If he can hear us, or anyway, he also remembers that case. So much respect, so much respect, so much respect. This and that Prabhu, this and that Didi, this and always, all respect to all, you know. And he was wanting to hear from everyone, you know. He was listening so much attentively to each and every soul, being completely unattached to each and every one. So Srila Gurudev Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, being simple, he was a great repository of rasa, Rasika Vaishnava. And he taught us what it means to be Rasika. Like how you can see Rasika Vaishnava, how you can treat Rasika Vaishnava, and how you can hear Rasika Vaishnava. What it really means to be Rasika and to be able to imbibe the rasa which is in his words. That was completely amazing. I remember, since I come from former Soviet Union, no? Lithuania, as Gurudev came to Moscow for the first time, so that was a great event. Many Western devotees came also. Gurudev visited the Red Square. That was 2000. And there were not so many, actually, relatively not many, as the larger and larger crowds were later. But it was like 250, maybe 300 devotees. Relatively small crowd. But all of them, they saw Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and Gurudev, really, and many were crying. Almost everyone was just crying like babies. And devotees from Lithuania, maybe 7 of us, we went to Moscow, and then we were sharing. Oh, everybody was crying around, they were saying. Gurudev just put everyone, you know, everybody around was just in complete bliss and crying like babies. So his prema permeated each and every corner, and they saw this is Prabhupada, and they saw this is Krishna. That's how it was. So very, very gently, Srila Gurudev was calling Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Swamiji, and he was saying that Swamiji has sent me, Swamiji has asked me to help you. And devotees could see that, I'm in the same line, Gurudev was saying. I'm in the same line. You know. So he's Bhaktivedanta and I'm Bhaktivedanta. Simply, he was saying the color of eyes are different because Gurudev's eyes were blue. Gurudev was joking. Gurudev was such a joker, really. He was joking, always joking with us, treating us like babies. Very, very human way, but very, very stern, very, very deep philosophy, like very deep. Everybody's saying, oh, Srila Narayan Maharaj is such a Rasika Vaishnava. For sure, yes, but also such a Tattvika Vaishnava. So deep Tattva Gurudev has given. See his Bhagavad Gita, see his Brihad Bhagavatamrita, see his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu, see his Ragavartma Chandrika, such Tattvik books. Very, very deep. Very, very deep. And also, specifically, Srila Gurudev has given the path of Rupanuga to the whole world, and the path of, what's that called? Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga. See, this is our future. The whole world was just shocked. Srila Narayan Maharaj is speaking those subjects. These are very sacred subjects. How can he speak this to the Westerners? How can he give even in English, what's that called? Gita Govinda. Phew, that's the sacred most book. But he has given that in English language. You know. Sacred most pastimes of Krishna from Vasanta Rasa. Such things. So Gurudev was saying, such Harikatha is not present anywhere now, and I'm speaking for your future. Maybe 2 or 3 persons can understand me now. I'm speaking for maybe 1 or 2 of you, he was saying. Now you will not understand. In the future, you will not understand. That's why our sadhus in Krishna Balaram Mandir are saying, such as Gurudev has never been before and will never be. That's what we heard from them. That's why the mood of Srila Bhaktivinoda Narayan Goswami Maharaj is fully present in Krishna Balaram. It's very difficult to explain how. But you can see this is your home. So I have to stop here because I want to hear from you also. Please present your glorification, your Pushpanjalis to Sri Guru Varga today, to Vyasadev. And since it's a bit late, so 5 minutes each, some senior devotees, I don't know. Asimprabhu, would you like? Then please hold this mic because this is for the transmission. What's it? You can touch it.
Namo Shrishtam Manuapi Sachiputra Matra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Grajam Murupurim Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Mahoradika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natoshmi Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanan Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So thank you everybody for coming. This is one of our major festivals that we do, and it brings everyone out of the concrete jungle in London to come down. Okay, some Sri Gurudev. When we went to India first time, we were very fortunate that we met my Gurudev, Bhakti Kamala Govinda Maharaj. He was all happened by chance. So I think Krishna was arranging, because when you have, at that time I read Bhagavad Gita, so I was understood this was the path that I was searching, but I didn't have any. I was open-minded. I wasn't I didn't have opinion about anything. I was just open-mind free. And so I think when Krishna, he is easily able to direct your path in this mood. So we met my Gurudev first time in Sevakunj. Now thinking back, I'm thinking what was going on, because so many places you can land in Vrindavan. You can land one place and they'll say, oh, come this way. I have Radha Krishna here, I will show you. And then after donation. And then you're going this way, donation. You get lost in that Maya there. But the first place we went, somehow in India, we ended in Sevakunj. And first time, that's where I met my Gurudev. And he gave me initiation there in Sevakunj. And that became my place, my home. And he then said, from that moment on, I still didn't understand anything. Gradually, after many years, then Sri Guru, you gain a relationship, you gain a closeness, and you start to. This one thing I would say is that the Vedas, what is the Vedas? The Vedas is its meaning. What does the Vedas mean? That is really what the Vedas are. So what is the meaning of the Vedas is bhakti. This bhakti is held by the Vedas. is the treasure of the Vedas. And by learning the Vedas under shelter of Guru, then bhakti can come to you. And that is what he is giving all of us, Sri Guru giving all of us. But this is the gift of spiritual life. And this is what is explained in Shastras, that if you want me, Krishna said, if you want me, go and ask my devotee. Go to him. And then like this, it can be. And this is the gift of spiritual life. You cannot put it into words, but all I can say is that for many of us here, this is our experience. That this is the difference. The lotus of the heart is looking down in the ground. And then by the bhakti, it is the wrong way to look. The flower should face the sun. So that is our position. When we start in this path, we are become like materialists. We only know the material nature. But by bhakti, by association of sadhu, then the lotus can face the right direction. And this is how Maharaj is explaining Krishna bhakti is so natural. Maharaj is saying many things about Vedavyas, Dvaipanya Vedavyas. And he's also called Krishna because he was like black, like Krishna as well. This Krishna also means black. Same like Draupadi. She was also called Krishna. And also this meeting, this is also some Vedas have many layers, very, very, very deep. There's many ways that Krishna has done one thing to express so many things. Yeah, just like one flower has so many petals. So when Vedavyas' parents met, yeah, like Satyaki, what's her name? Mother of Satyavati. Yeah. So when they met Satyavati, she was from a family of fishers, and so she smelled like fish. This is what he explained. Nobody could go. Yeah, no one could go near her or not smell fish. So anybody, even so very beautiful, but the smell would come. Yeah. So no one wanted to marry her. Yeah. But then when she met with Sadhu Sangha, yeah, and not only give her whole life, Atmanivedana, and gave herself, then not only she gained a most auspicious son, Vedavyas, who is like savior of the world in one respect, but also this smell, it changed to like flowers, like very beautiful smell. Yeah. So in the same way, like when we approach Sri Guru, we are smelling like this world. We don't smell, but Sri Guru, he is different personality. He can see and smell these things, or he see. So after associated with Sri Guru, then it only transcendental flowers. And then later you find that the king of the world wanted to marry her. Yeah, so like this. And so many times this Vedas have many levels to it. And also lastly, in our Sampradaya, we are very fortunate because we is a Brahma Madhva Sampradaya. So our Sampradaya goes to Brahma, but Madhvacharya was also a very special devotee, and he also was doing so much Harikatha on Bhagavad Gita, and everybody was telling him, this is amazing, you need to preach this. But Madhvacharya said, no, I will only preach if I have the authority of the author. Yeah. So author is Vedavyas. Yeah. So Vedavyas, it is said, yeah, that his abode is Badrinath in India, one place, Badrinath. Yeah, it's North India, is Himalayas. Very nice place. And he's always there. And so Madhvacharya and one of his friends, they trekked into the Himalayas far beyond where normal man can go. And there is explained that it is said that he actually met Vedavyas and he explained his commentary on Gita to him, and Vedavyas gave him the permission to preach this Gita. So our Sampradaya is gone from Madhva to Vyas. Yeah. So we can then Vyas, Narad, Brahma. Yeah, Brahma, Krishna. Yeah. So this. Yeah, that's the other way around. That's the other way around. you know, yeah. So not only is that this amazing thing happened, but also it is also meaning that Vyas is this, he's still alive. Yeah. So he is still there in the Himalayas because he was born in the previous age, previous yuga. So anyway, this is like an ocean of topics. This beautiful, but what Maharaj said, I just wanted to also say something. So we are very happy, Maharaj, you have come, and we will, I'll pass the mic. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Devim Krishna Priyam Vande Vrindavanam Nivasinim Anantaguna Bhushita Koti Vatsalya Rupinim Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jetam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Mater Gati Matsarvasya Padambojo Shri Radha Madana Mohano Tavaivasmi Najivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vignya Radhitvam Nayamam Charanatike Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakaupatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Maharaj, we are really so happy here. This is really, thank you. Really, we are so happy you come again to bless our home and Sri Chandrika Kunj. And now all you also arrived because of Maharaj being here. So really, it's such an honor to
Very nice group.
such an honor to share this special occasion with you all. By Sri Guru, it's a tough, very deep topic indeed. And I'm quite interested in the different stories that devotees have, how they found that their Gurudev was their Gurudev indeed. Because how do you know, in this day and age, everybody poses as Guru, as Sri Guru. And so we either have the difficulty of seeing that everyone is Sri Guru and not knowing who is our Guru, or there is the opposite that happens a lot, where nobody wants to actually accept a Guru because they are okay themselves and they know everything within themselves. So what's the right pathway, right? Like how do we know? And well, I'm of the opinion that it's important to surrender to Sri Guru, because we have a teacher for everything in our life. We have a teacher to help us walk. Someone teaches us to walk. Someone teaches us to eat. These fundamental things we have teachers for. It's very common to have mentors when we are in professional scenarios, but somehow it can be a little harder for some of us sometimes to accept that we also need spiritual guidance. And if in the Sanatana Dharma, it's explained that we have the material world and we have the spiritual world. So we know about material world, right? That's what we learn since we get born, and that's what we feel and where we learn to exist. And the spiritual world is not as known to us since we come to this world. And the glimpses that we know from what we might hear, what we might feel, what we might sense, they're already so indescribable, so vast. So I feel even more so we need spiritual guidance. We need the guidance for the spiritual realm, because even in this material world, which is more easy for us to understand, we need guidance here too. And I suppose why I feel that Krishna consciousness is so incredible is because this path, as it's been mentioned, that it is a path, is also very much a lifestyle. Everything that we do with Krishna consciousness. And so when you go to work, it becomes seva, service, because you work so that you can maintain your house temple, for example, like in our case, or to go to, I don't know, distribute books and share this knowledge with others. And so it's a very grounding path. It's very elevated. It's so high. It's the highest path, but it's also at the same time very grounding. And if we practice, if we follow with sincerity and with integrity, and with this Trinadapi Sunichena, with this humility that has been mentioned, then we can be moving up at the same time as we are moving down, in a sense, like rooting. If that's how I imagine it, anyway, that the tree is going both ways. It's putting its roots down the earth, but its crown is coming to the sky, and I see it very similarly. And so, with this groundedness in our spiritual practice, then we can find out, but then we can see who might be our teacher, and we are able to surrender, hopefully, to Shri Guru. So that were just some thoughts that I was having, and I hope I didn't commit any offenses in those thoughts. And just to glorify a little bit my Guru Varga, I am very blessed because I have 4 spiritual masters. 18 years ago, actually, and it's the 18th year in which I was 18 when I arrived at the temple in Vienna, and I met this incredible human being who was very old by then in his body. He was 93 years old, and he had so much determination and such an energy, powerful presence. He was 93 years old, and many people at that age just kind of hang out and rest. But Gurudev went all around the world to speak about Krishna consciousness, to share this knowledge, this wisdom, this path of devotion to Sri Radha Krishna, Every time Gurudev would mention Gauranga or Prabhupada, tears would flood from his eyes, So much feeling was there connected to it all. At that time, I didn't speak any English. So my story of how I knew that was my Gurudev was very much feeling. And sometimes we need to understand with our mind, and sometimes we just know. And so I'm, thanks to his mercy and his blessings, even though I didn't understand anything he was saying, somehow I became initiated. And then it's many years after that we went with my husband Asim Krishna Prabhu to Vrindavan that I met my Diksha Gurudev, who is the disciple of my Harinam Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Kamal Govinda Goswami Maharaj. And at that same time met also my Shiksha Gurudev, Srimati Krishna Priya Thakurani and Shripa Bhakti Vedant Madhusudan Maharaj. And meeting Didi, Srimati Krishna Priya Thakurani, who won't have us call her otherwise. So Didi means older sister. Meeting Didi and Shripat Madhusudan Maharaj and spending some time with them has taught me about the importance of really having relations, being personal. This is a personal path, right? Because for us, God has a form. It's Radha and Krishna. So we also have a personal approach to our spiritual practice, to each other, and to our spiritual masters. So that means sambandha, creating relationship. And when we are able, by their mercy, to really have this relationship with them, that is when we are able to start practicing. It doesn't happen before. We have to come and have that connect. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpatarvyascha kripa sindhudeva cha patitanam pavanam. You have to come here.
Yeah, this is enough.
Okay, I'll come nearer. Oh, it's okay.
Oh, it's long.
It's quite long, isn't it? Good. We don't always have the chance to come. Let's see, Takuji here. Oh, okay. Om Gyan Trimandasaya Janjana Kalaksaya Salakya Kaksu Emilitamyane Tasmai Sirgre Maha Vanchaka Patrupischa Kripasindhivyacha Patyanam Pavnibhyo Vaishnambhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasidi Gaura Bhattapinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My Dandavat pranams, my obeisances to all our Guru Parampara, my Diksha Guru, Srila Narayan Raj. Also, I must mention Srila Prabhupada as well from 1969. I had the good fortune of my father taking all of our family members to see Srila Prabhupada in Betty Place. And also to my Shiksha Gurus, Bhaktivedanta Shripad Madhusudan Raj and Srimati Krishna Thakurani Didi. And thank you, Bhaktivedanta Sadhu Maharaj, for being here and taking care of us all. And also to our lovely host, Asim Prabhu, Jamuna Didi, who we've just heard from. This path of consciousness. I wanted to bring in that word consciousness. I recently heard a lecture from Prabhupada emphasizing that consciousness is actually a symptom of the soul. We're all born with consciousness and different levels of consciousness, of course. Human beings have a far greater level of consciousness, and that consciousness is there to be used to find the truth. What is God? Who is God? What is the purpose of our lives? We obviously grow in this world where we have to function and we have material lives, but too much material conditioning will keep us bound to this world. And there's no way you can satisfy the senses. No matter how much money or possessions one has or whatever it may be in a material aspect, it will not bring the full satisfaction of the heart's needs. The heart needs something, and often you'll find that children, they will understand correctly what is the love of God. When they hear Krishna's name, often we go on the streets and we sing the Lord's name, and the response we get from children and even their parents are dumbfounded. They don't understand why their children are standing there and gazing at those that are doing kirtan. And obviously mothers are very, very close to children, and they understand a little bit better than males about what is love, because their love for their child is very unconditional.
But I wanted to say about this special day, Guru Purnima. I think it's full moon day. On this day is a full moon day. That guru-tattva, we may all have gurus, and but what are these gurus teaching us? We want to hear the highest Siddhanta and the highest tattva. And we call Bhakti Vedanta, in Krishna consciousness, is called Bhakti Vedanta. So Bhakti is the fundamental ingredient for the Vedanta that they speak. It is the purest form of Vedanta. So I wanted to also say that there is Brahma, there's the sun god. Say they're all gurus. But we have, in this day and age, in our lifetime, we are fortunate enough that some gurus have completely renounced and surrendered. And they also, so we have that great fortune. And they are very different from other gurus. I mean, I used to go to Mayavadis, not that I knew what was a Mayavadi in those days, or a Brahmavadi, or an impersonalist, but it takes a little bit of experimenting to realize that your heart may not be still satisfied by hearing other spirit. Well, it may be satisfied only to a certain limit, but somehow the heart is so pure that it knows there's something beyond that, what has already been given to you. And some of these other paths are very, very appealing, very attractive. And certainly the Mayavadis, they can speak excellently. And they're very charismatic. They can grasp you, catch you like that. But if you have the audacity to question what they're saying, then you're intelligent, because you should take your time in searching who is Guru for you. Read and should ask questions. Normally when you take Harinam, maybe 1 year you take before you commit. And then first you have to do it in a very submissive way, where you really want it. And you want, because you've heard enough. And then maybe 2 years, you should inquire about Diksha. The Guru will obviously know when you're ready. But once you take Diksha and you're fully connected to your Guru, they will feed you so much. They will give you so much. Their Guru Vani, everything they have written, will last forever. It will never be destroyed. It can never go astray either. There's always going to be representatives in this world that will protect the Vani, that will not be changed by anyone. And this is so important that we are not misled, because it is our chance in this body, in this lifetime, to advance spiritually. And still, the gurus are so compassionate. They do not direct you or mislead you. The Vaishnava, I'm talking about Vaishnava gurus here now. They will not mislead you because they want nothing but to shape your heart and to cure the disease of the mind and the heart and the senses. And it can be done. There's many devotees who have come from very strange backgrounds with inflictions. And these inflictions, you'll see from very nurtured devotees that they have changed over the years. And I often ask myself, well, wouldn't we change anyway without Guru? You see, normal materialist people will change also. But there's some element within the devotee that keeps them completely bound to their Guru and God. And it's fundamental that they have that in their mind at all times. And the longer we can keep that continuous motion of bhakti rolling over day to day, it will keep us safe. And you'll also, I've noticed for myself, from my own experience, is that there's less karma involved. When you take shelter of a guru, you have less karma. Everything is fortune, good fortune. So I'm going to leave that there because there's others to speak as well. Vancha kalpatarubhishcha kripasindhubhishcha patyanam pavanibhyo vaishnavyo namaha. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. At some point, you have to hold that for me. Omalyana Dimirandasya Janajaran Slakaya Chaksu Militamina Tasmai Siguru Vinamaha. Sri Krishna Lila Katane Sudaksya Madhurya Madhurya Gunesha Yuktam Varam Varayam Narayam Tum Sirasanamami Bhaktivedanta Narayam Goswami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai. Bhaktivedanta Madhusudana Goswami, Krishna Piyadede, 6th Guru, Vanchaka Putuvyascha, Kipa Sindhuvyascha, Patitanam Pavnibhiyo Vaishnava, Vivo Namo Namaha, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Thank you, Maharaj, for me to speak. Normally, I shied away. And Dhanawats Pranam to everybody. Dhanawats. Been fortunate to come into this line because I was looking for what is the absolute truth. And it took 3 months after reading Self-Realization from Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada to come to Soho Temple in central London. The first thing I realized that Krishna is God. Once you surrender to Krishna, then you can understand everything. But if you don't surrender to Krishna, even no matter how much you read the Vedas, it doesn't help because the source is Krishna. So Krishna is absolute true. So I was very happy, still working and going back to Sainsbury, come up every Tuesday, do Harinam with the street with the devotees for years, 2003 until to 2007. So I was going to the temple every Tuesday, a day off from Sainsbury, and buying the books. So what is so interesting about Srimad Bhagavatam, carried 2 books at each time because it was so heavy. Then I've been so fortunate that when I moved up to Upton Park, which is East London, and was trying to go to the ISKCON temple as regularly as I wished to and move up closer to the temple. Then I met the Ganga Matas. The Ganga Matas, they're doing Harinams, they're doing book distribution. They say, come to the temple, listen to the class. So I was so excited because I was already 2003 to 2007. I was already 4 years going here and going there. I'm so happy to do Harinams on the street, feeling bliss all the time. But the opportunity came, they said, come to Germany. So I went to Germany with them and saw Gurudev Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj over there. And I was kind of recommended to take initiation. So I have, during then there's a Maharaj, Ogiri Maharaj. Say I, go through him. And so I took Harinam and Diksha, was very happy. So I don't know what to say to Gurudev. When I saw him, bow down to him and say, Gurudev, please keep me in Krishna consciousness. Because that was the thing that I said to him. Then he blessed me. I keep you in Krishna consciousness. I'm still here today. And when keep on going to Ganga Matas, learning a few songs. And I'm going to sing the 2 songs that, one song I learned from them and one song that I heard through the Indian community, and also how to glorify God. So if you allow me, I sing the song that remembers me of my Gurudev, what they are showering mercy on me so that I can remember today, and I'm still doing it on the street. Jai Jai Radha Damana Haribo. 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 Damana Haribo. Jai Jai Radha Damana Haribo. Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, Haribo. Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Jai Radha Damana 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 Haribo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The second one is Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo. Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo. Govinda Bolo, Hari Gopala Bolo. Radha Damana Hari Govinda Bolo. Radhe Radhe Govinda Jaya Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya.